I think it's just so logical that our cultural assets should be used for wealth creation. It's part of our uniqueness, it's part of our quality of place, it's part of our quality of life, and that's what attracts investment into your area. If you don't have a strong sense of identity, if you don't take pride in your culture, investors aren't going to look at you. So using your cultural assets is an important function for community development, economic development.
Well, I think that too many artists in particular tend to be solitary, and I think that the more we can have a critical mass of people knowing each other and supporting each other and, you know, going to these types of events, the more networking happens and the more connections can be made, and then we don't feel like we're all alone. And
I think this is a great situation for me because it allows me to show people my art and allows me to enter an art scene that I am not that familiar with because I don't have that kind of experience. So this allows me to show at least 2 years worth of work that I would show in a gallery to a public that I am familiar with because I've grown up here.
Community Futures Development Corporation of Chatham-Kent recognizes the importance and the value of arts and culture in the municipality of Chatham-Kent, and we are here to support that through small business and being able to assist through either financing or counseling of small businesses.
Well, I think a term that we use a lot is we're all connected, and in order to be connected we need to meet and we need to know, get out a big calendar and know, okay, X organization is having something on the 1st of the month. We need to have a calendar to know what's going on in the community so we can adjust ourselves and plan to take part, especially if it's something that's free or low cost. I still believe in that. I believe in education. I believe that children, there should be things for children and they don't always have to cost a lot. You know, it should be educational, it should be fun. And we're a part of the cultural explosion, I guess I would say, more so than, well, we are business, but I think of us more being a cultural kind of place.
Well, you know, it makes me proud to be part of this community now, and when I go places, I've got things to talk about now, because sometimes I go to other places and they had so many things going on, and I didn't really have anything to talk about besides what I was doing, and I didn't want to talk about that, but now I've got so many things to talk about. You just look around the room, and you know, all the artists and writers and dancers and theatrical presentations plus history. It really is nice to be able to go somewhere and be proud of where you are and look forward to the future and say, hey, look, we got some happening things here.
Well, Bulldog's here to support the arts community, not only to look at 30 or 40 different potential customers, but to group together with our fellow artisans to maybe raise the bar a little bit with arts and culture and all the things that we do together.
We brought $1 million in the last couple of years into Chatham-Kent, of new dollars, not dollars that have recirculated, but brand new dollars coming into Chatham-Kent. So the more people that we can bring in, the more people who are leaving money with Chatham-Kent businesses, the more impact financially we'll have. There's a number of things we've got on that we're thinking about right now, where we're talking not about 1,000 or 2,000 people, but we're talking about thousands of people coming in over compressed periods of time, and that will have a financial impact, but only if the cultural community will also step up to the plate and provide reasons to leave their dollars.
Well, the average person, it's through employment opportunities that will be. It'll be the young person who is looking at locating their business in this area, and it might be the new economies that are out there that somebody is, whether it be in the computers, whether it be the high tech, whatever that interest is. And you know, people need to understand, by supporting each other, you grow. And by that growth, opportunity is going to lead us into prosperity. And I guess that's what we're so accustomed to, being like that horse in the field. We had the blinders on and we only knew to go straight ahead. Well, now in today's economy, we have to change our focus. We have to look at the whole picture. So we got to take the blinders off, and we got to see everything that is around us, and we got to say, how can you help me and how can I help you? And it's called competitive cooperation. And that's the key to our success, is working together, still competing for the dollars that are out there. But when you're competing, you're also creating a better identity of an environment that people want to live, work, and play in.
Well, I mean, expression, obviously expression is the key thing. So the more the people in a community are able to express themselves, the more that we can communicate with each other and create a world that we want and progress forward in terms of, you know, understanding everybody, right? And culture and art and music are the best ways for people to understand. It's one of the most universal languages, right? So through progression in that, then we can get to grow and become more of a growing community in this sense, instead of a stagnant community. So, and I think that would really help to bring other people into our space, and you know, everybody can kind of hold hands and sing around, dance in a circle in a sense, right?
I see this as an absolutely essential part of being able to do business in Chatham-Kent. We offer full-time white-collar jobs, and in order to attract the best personnel, we need to have this kind of outside of work activity for people to do. They need a cultural life outside of work, and they need to be able to participate in this sort of venue, and this is absolutely essential to our ability to do business and retain key personnel.
I see Chatham-Kent beginning to achieve what we've strived to do for the last 10 years, and that's bring culture to the community, expand on it, and with that will come economic development and bringing in folks to see what we have.
This deal tonight in this building, to me, looks like it goes together like a horse and carriage. It's pretty natural to have anything to do with arts and culture associated with an old building, in my opinion. I think that it's a very nice way to introduce people to culture in a soft way. I think a lot of people feel that culture is about theater and art, and you know, and a lot of things that, you know, maybe not a lot of people don't identify with. But in some ways, an old building like this is really about art, especially. I think about the artists that would have drawn the concept drawing of this building. I mean, it's a beautiful old castle. You know, and then the other artists that came together and built it. So I mean, you know, I think there's a lot of similarity in what's going on here tonight.
And if I look out 20 years and try to paint you a picture of what Chatham-Kent will look like, I'm not sure I can, because it is so fluid and so receptive to different stimuli and people coming to town, that it takes those creative minds and that creative energy to create something that you and I don't even know what's going to happen, but it's going to be exciting.